Hey, what's going on, everyone? Justin here at Trumful Reads, and I'm finally making like my return back to actually uploading some stuff. Definitely feel kind of bad. I was kind of AWOL for about like 4 or 5 weeks again after only being back for like a month or two, but I think things finally straightened out a little bit. And in this video, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different, and we're gonna actually be doing a product review rather than just kind of like a book review. I've done plenty of book reviews, but never really done product review, so we're gonna definitely see how this goes. I'm kind of nervous for this, just because I've never really done it. But yeah, we're gonna definitely give it a shot. I was contacted by a lighting company, or I guess a lighting technology company, about a specific kind of desk lamp, and it's known as the company's BenQ, and it's the BenQ e-reader desk lamp. And it is made for people who like reading and who like using technology like laptop screens, things like that around their displays. And it's just a really cool, unique lamp. And I said, why not give it a go? Never done a product review on my channel. I'll try my best to like kind of cobble something together here, even though I'm a little nervous about kind of a product review. But anyways, we will just give it a go for that. So before we get started, I do want to say I was sent this lamp for free in exchange for an honest review, which I do anyway. So let's just get started, and I'll see you over there. And that's actually kind of neat because you guys have never seen that like half. Oh gosh, as I like smack my head on the. Yeah, that was still. I'm too lazy to edit that out. That's probably still gonna stay in there. But anyways, you'll get to see the other half of my library room. Had to kind of clean it and dust it up a little bit just to make it look halfway presentable. But I'll see you in my little desk alcove over there in just a second. All right, so here we are in my kind of little desk alcove nook thing in this little tiny library room. I think it's only like 100 or 120 square feet, so it's a tiny room, and it's got this like kind of like odd little nook space that used to be, I think it used to be a closet. Yeah, when I tore it out and everything. But anyways, it's kind of an odd thing. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably saw my like refinishing of this desk and stuff. I really like how this came out, and I've been using it a lot, in this like kind of little space because I thought it fit really good. But as you can see, here is the BenQ e-reader lamp right here. This actually is not the location I normally keep it, but I thought for this part of the review, I'm just going to kind of go over like some of the features and kind of general impressions about it and that sort of stuff. And then we'll do some testing kind of with the light and everything, the different settings, stuff like that, so you can kind of get a little bit of a sense of how good it works and that sort of thing. And then I'll pan out a little bit and show you where I normally put it, which is actually, as weird as that sounds, up here. But anyways, so yeah, let's just get started here. The first impression, definitely, when I opened actually even before I opened the box, was that it was heavy. It was freaking heavy, which isn't really a bad thing. Now, like I said, you probably can't hear like how like heavy that sounds, I guess, just from the sound. But I got my little my like shipping scale, and I thought I could wait for you guys just to show you quite how solid this puppy is. So we put it on there, and we got, let's see, 9 pounds and about 14 ounces. So just a little bit under 10 pounds for this thing. Most of the weight here is in this like stone. It's either like some kind of solid like metal or stone base, which is actually kind of neat. The design overall, I like this wheel. I'll say I think doesn't really fit. We will get into that a little bit because it's actually kind of one of the setting type things on the lamp. I do like kind of the texture like on the lamp and everything. Not that I'm like up there like touching the lamp, as weird as that sounds. But yeah, it's all solid metal construction stuff. It definitely feels really sturdy, which is good. Especially with as you will see how I kind of manipulate my lamp way up here. It kind of goes like all over the place, but as you can see, it bends lots of different directions. This whole thing spins quite a bit. The light itself can turn pretty well. So like I said, it does manipulate really well. And any which way you put it, the solid base, which is probably why it weighs so much, definitely helps keep it, definitely like in place, and it won't be like tipping over, anything like that. Probably this is kind of the more general like kind of lamp setup. It won't be really mine when I have it up here. But yeah, I just figured that would be how most people are probably going to be using their lamp. Now, first thing too, with the actual lighting and stuff, is this sort of unique curvature design, I guess. And this actually helps, I think, provide like a bigger, almost cone for like kind of the light to come across with these LEDs, and like the splash effect definitely is noticeable. I had a lamp in here a long time ago, before I had the desk and stuff, just because this room is kind of set up weird. This like little space is kind of gets darker than the rest of the room, just because the light is like kind of over there on the ceiling and stuff. But yeah, I definitely did need a lamp over here. Now let's go over some of the how it actually functions and stuff. Now actually first, before I talk about the buttons and stuff, I will show you. I don't particularly need this feature, but actually I think it's kind of neat, because I know a lot of people are going to be using this lamp sort of where they have like kind of like an office setup with like maybe like lots of computer screens, electronics, stuff like that. And what you can do is you can detach the actual the power outlet portion of the cord, and I think this is so you can like snake this cord kind of way behind things, and like, you know, do little drilled holes and stuff like that, you know, like behind either, you know, desks or cabinets or whatever. That way you don't have this cord kind of all over the place. When you see mine, when I pan out, the reason you see the cord is actually kind of my fault, or not necessarily my fault, but kind of the room's fault, I guess, in general, because there's no outlets back in here. Like the nearest outlet is actually over here, which I don't mind because I just kind of roll it up and stick it up here anyways. But like I said, this feature actually I think would work really well for people that kind of like their cords hidden, or like kind of like underneath and behind things. You can just like feed it through really narrow spaces quite well. And actually the cord on the lamp itself is actually kind of integrated into the body, except for around the joints, which obviously for it to kind of manipulate into different directions and stuff, it would have to be you have to have at least a little bit of slack and stuff. So yeah, definitely no tangling. They're not going to get in the way and stuff like that, which is really good. Alright, so now let's just go over how the lamp actually functions a little bit. I'll plug it in, and also when you plug it in, the lamp will turn on by itself. Not that that's like a big thing or anything, just to let you know. Alright, so the first thing here is with this ring. That is how you turn the lamp on and off, like so. Yeah, pretty easy. One feature of this lamp is it has an auto sensor type deal, where if you hold the ring for about a second or so, it'll automatically adjust to what is sort of the standard or, you know, appropriate lighting, or what have you, for kind of the lighting and space involved that it detects in, you know, the room that it's in. So this room right now is pretty bright with the ring light and the actual light fixture on, so it dimmed down a little bit and that sort of thing. So that's kind of a neat little feature. I don't particularly use it that much because I'll show you kind of what setting I generally tend to keep it on. But there is that feature. Now also, there is only one dial here, you can see right here, and this is what actually determines the brightness and also the warmth of the LED lighting. So first, you turn it left and right, like so, and that'll adjust the brightness of the LEDs, as you can see. And I'll do a test kind of in the dark, so you can kind of get a better kind of feel of how bright and how dark, or bright and dim it can get. And also, if you press the dial is also a button. If you press it, and actually right there, I'll explain what just happened right there. And this is like one of the only cons that I have with the lamp. That was kind of my fault, but I will show you. So you press the dial, and then when you turn it the next time, it will adjust the warmth. You can go up to like a pretty white bluish light, down to like kind of a orangey warm reading light, which is kind of the setting I prefer. But there you have it. It's pretty easy to, you know, adjust that sort of thing. Pretty simple, intuitive. There's no real like rocket science there. But I will say the settings are pretty good. Like you have a pretty decent range of brightness to dimness, and then warmth to, I don't know what bright light. What's the opposite of like warm yellow light? Just cool bright light. I'm not really exactly sure. But like I said, definitely works pretty easy. Never had any real problems with that. So now I will let's turn off the lights, and then we'll see how well it goes in the dark, so you get a feel of how it works. Alright, so now we are in the darkness here, and I will just turn the lamp on like so. And like I said, I think the lamp works really well with this curvature. it definitely does brighten up the space quite a bit. And actually, when I pan out a little bit more and I place the lighting up a little bit higher on these shelves that I built quite a while ago, I think you'll notice it even more. But just general impression of turning this light on just like that, I can read like all the titles in my library right now, whereas obviously it was like pretty much pitch black before. But let's just go ahead and play with a few of the settings. So we have the coolness and warmth. So you can see the LEDs definitely turn into like a pretty warm kind of orangey glow there. Then if we press the dial, change the dimness and brightness. You know, if you don't want it super bright, turn it down a little bit. You can also keep the dimness down with the warm light, that sort of thing. And I'll do it one more time without, you know, me doing all this long, boring commentary like over it. And also, like I said, you can adjust it, so kind of put it however you like. That's kind of a neat like look for like, my kind of desk or anything. But anyways, I'm gonna pan out a little bit, so you'll kind of see generally where I keep the lamp. And yeah, let's just go ahead and do that now. Alright, so I got the room just about as dark as I can make it, and I've placed the lamp up on the shelf where I normally sort of place it. And let's just see how good it works without the ring light or the lighting fixture in the room on, and just the lamp. Now, as you can see, that entire like alcove brightens right up. I mean, this is on the brightest setting on kind of the cool, kind of bright blue white light. As you see, I mean, that whole area is just completely lit up, and I'm over here next to my books, kind of where I normally stand in my videos, and I can, you know, read all the time. I could read over here if I wanted to. Like I said, that kind of curvature definitely creates a gigantic splash effect. If that's kind of the right term for it. I know my lamp kind of looks kind of funny just where I place it and that sort of thing. But that's generally how I like it. I think it actually kind of looks kind of neat with my my microphone boom and stuff that I use sometimes. Just because I got kind of like one boom thing, you know, with like arms or whatever on each side of these shelvings that I made for this like kind of alcove. And I'll just put on some of the warmer settings. And normally this is actually kind of roughly about where I would keep my setting, because most of the time at this desk I'm not actually using my laptop screen, that sort of thing. I'm actually more either writing or reading, as you can see kind of with the books and the notebooks, stuff like that. However, I will say kind of this design is meant to be meant to create less glare on laptop screens, and I will say that is a noticeable effect. Like I said, I very rarely use my laptop actually in here, but after reading about it, I did test it out. I will say, like the lighting fixture there, I do get some glare from the, you know, the globe on the ceiling, but compared to this light, it's very minimal. Like I said, I can kind of see it, like if you're like kind of looking for it and you're actively kind of, you know, like I said, looking for it. But really, overall, the glare is very minimal with this lamp. So I could definitely picture, like I said, if you have 2 or 3 monitors like on like a desk where you're like like if that's what you need for work, or kind of like what you have like in your like home office or whatever, I definitely think that would definitely be a help. Like I said, it's not really much of a factor for me. I don't notice as much just because I don't use screens over here. Most of the time I'm either reading or writing, but I do like I said, I like the warm lighting. It definitely works for me. If the glare definitely is an issue, with like kind of the lighting that you already have in your room or your office or whatever, probably definitely check out something like this lamp. Definitely think would help if that is like a problem with you. I will say too, with Instagram and stuff, whenever you see any pictures on my desk or whatever, I am using this lamp like for my book stacks and stuff. I really love how I can adjust kind of the warmth or the brightness, whatever. I think it works really well. And also, like I said, this cord here, that's only because I don't have an outlet in this general vicinity. It's way over here. But normally when I unplug it, I just kind of roll it up and place it up here. And I will show you kind of how I keep my lamp when I'm not actually using it, I don't leave it quite up like that. I do leave it sort of roughly like that, which I think actually looks kind of neat, because sometimes I'll keep my microphone over here, so I got like two things, one on each side, working. I don't know, I just think it looks kind of aesthetic in my personal opinion. But yeah, there is that. I'm trying to think, did I leave anything out? Oh yes, the cons. Alright, so pretty much the elephant in the room is this lamp is expensive. I would say that was probably that would be the major sticking point for me. Obviously, I was sent this for free, exchange for review. Even though I needed a lamp, I don't know if I would ever spend around. I've seen the price fluctuate a little bit on the website and on Amazon and stuff like that, but it hovers right around like 170, 179, kind of something in that vicinity. I've never spent that much on a lamp. I will say it is probably the brightest and the best lamp I've ever owned. Not that I've owned like tons of lamps, but I will say it definitely has features that you would be looking for, especially in kind of more of a home office setting. I personally love that I can change it really easy to kind of the warm lighting, and I can dim it down quite a bit, because at nighttime I do have insomnia sometimes, and like bright lights definitely are a factor kind of in that and stuff. So I definitely like putting on kind of the warm lighting on like a really low setting, and just enjoy obviously reading for like kind of my booktube stuff going on there. The only other real issue that I kind of as you saw kind of earlier in the video is I don't think that ring is really doing anything for the aesthetic value of the light and stuff. And also, since it functions as sort of the on-off like touch switch, sometimes when you are pressing the dial or turning the dial, just the way I do it, like sometimes like my ring finger or my pinky will like brush against it, and it does seem to be a little maybe overly sensitive, and sometimes it'll turn off just from like accidentally like grazing it. That's kind of a nitpicky thing, but I honestly think just like another button to turn like on and off, and then like holding that button for like the auto sensory feature for people that enjoy that probably would have been just as fine than that wheel, to be honest. Like I said, that's kind of a nitpicky thing, but like as you saw earlier in the video, it does happen to me. Maybe not frequently, but it happens pretty regularly. That's definitely not like a make or break issue, but it's something just to think about. And I think that is it. Thank you for watching my first product review. Oh yes, one other thing. Of course, I keep saying one other thing. I will say this does look kind of odd. I will say the BenQ actually makes like kind of like a T-clamp, sort of how this microphone boom has a clamp that will like attach around the shelf. They actually make a part after kind of like looking around and stuff. I realized they have one, and I think I actually might go purchase one, even though I have no concern about this actually falling or anything like that. I just think it will look even better like if I attach just kind of like attached to the arm here, just a clamp that will attach it firmly to the shelving unit. I think that will just make it like kind of look a little bit better, and obviously make it just more secure and stuff. So I think the company is looking for kind of ease of life features and stuff like that, which I think is actually kind of refreshing, I guess. And just overall, just very impressed. I'm definitely impressed with the lamp. Definitely the best desk lamp I've ever owned out of like the 5 or 6 I've ever owned. So there is that. So I definitely want to thank the company for sending me one. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, my first ever product review. And yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hopefully pretty soon I will be getting out some more booktube videos. Definitely got like 60 or 70 books to haul for you guys. I'm definitely excited for that, because those videos are really easy to make. So when I get in these like moods of pretty much not putting up videos, like I said, I'm definitely in more of a space to start doing them again. So there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, always remember, read victoriously.